And just like that, we are back in business. How's everybody doing? It's Saturday night. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't have any exciting plans tonight. So I thought I would create some excitement of my own. I decided to plan this live stream. And now that I have hit the go live button and I am live, this is a reason to get me excited, y'all, because now I have something to do. I'm executing my plan. I'm hanging out with you guys, and you guys are the most awesome audience in the freaking world. So that means tonight we're about to have some fun. We're going to be busting all of these world stage puppets and actors. It's going to be one of those nights where we all point and laugh at the puppets on the world stage who are trying their best to dupe us, but they're failing miserably. You guys ready? All right. Feels good to be back. Looks like I got my mods here in chat. Rose Bell, she says, hello, Jake the Awake. Hi, Rose. Nice to see you tonight. D-Cran's here. He's saying hi to Rose. Looks like everybody's saying hi to each other in the chat. What's up? What's up to everybody? Sunflower's here. Hi, Sunflower. Big Money Bob, before we even got started, hooked up 5 gifted Jake the Awake memberships. He's doing the Lord's work, this man. He's basically the reason why I have members at this point. All right. D-Cran in the house. Truth Hurts is here. All right. And Lint Away, air duct cleaning, says, no pellet pew pew tonight, Jake. Yeah, well, I didn't know that this platform has a policy against handling a pew pew, right? Trying to stay extra safe tonight, right? I got to get through this stream tonight without getting the damn thing taken down. So they have a policy against live streams and handling firearms. And because I was showing a video of me handling a pellet gun, that was enough apparently to get the stream taken down. It was an honest mistake. I didn't know that, didn't think about that. So good news, I was able to keep the super chats. I was worried about that they were just going to keep them. So they did give me the super chats, but the video just was removed. No strike, just gone. So, or stream, I should say, was removed. So I re-uploaded it, as many of you guys have seen. So the only thing that was really lost was I lost the live chat replay and I lost some views. So, but you know, it's still available to be seen, and the super chats that were donated to me got through. So could have been worse. It's a learning lesson. Now I know not to show any videos of me handling any firearms while I'm live, right? And not to handle a firearm while I'm live. I learned. It's a learning lesson. So I guess you can have a whole channel about guns and show guns on videos, and that's apparently fine, but not while you're live streaming. Apparently. All right. All right, we're going to get started tonight real quick here. We're going to talk about the missing scientists. I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's a bunch of scientists who went missing. And some of them even worked for NASA. And they expect the public to give a shit. Big Money Bob gifting out more Jake the Awake memberships, doing the Lord's work. Thank you, Big Money Bob. If you guys get a gifted membership from Big Money Bob, give him a big thank you. A fucked up world. That's a cool handle, bro. You guys got a good handle. A fucked up world, says Elmo, Sly, fittest flat earther, and Rosie in space. Oh, God. Sly catches Rosie cheating on him with Elmo. Fittest flat earther tries calming them down by pointing out pimples. Rosie has a baseball bat, and Sly has a high-powered leaf blower. Holy God. That's going to be so much for me to try to remember, dude. Oh, you're asking the world of me right now. I wonder if I can even attempt this. It's like too many things. Going out of your way to throw a monkey wrench into my improv skills, huh? I'm going to have to, like, one at a time, try and incorporate all these things. It's going to be really tough.
Here Elmo is, the first ever puppet to get to go to outer space. Elmo is so proud to be up here. Elmo is looking down on Sesame Street right now out the window. Yep. Elmo can see Big Bird's big face from up here.
Hey, yo, I thought this was quite a life-changing experience, to be up here with all of you guys. But I got to admit, it's a little bit claustrophobic, it's kind of causing me to lose my mind a little bit, but you need to look at me like I'm strange, What do you think, I'm stupid? What do you think, what do you think, I got no brain? I'm scared. I'm scared I might die up here with Elmo and some guy I don't know, Roseanne. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, we're all up here floating around in space. Me, Elmo, Sylvester Stallone, and some fit flat earther guy who thinks that everyone's like a fallen angel,
Well, actually, if you know the truth like I do, the Heavenly Father has blessed me with the ability to see through these fallen angels. And, as you can see here, Trump and Elvis, they're the same fallen angel. Not only that, they're vampires.
Yeah, the whole thing sounds kind of fucking ridiculous, I voted for Trump, and he may not be perfect, but he's not a fucking fallen angel. You're smoking fucking crack. Oh wait, everybody calm down. Calm down. All right, I'm about to get a fucking baseball bat. If you say another word about Trump, I'm gonna fucking crack your head with a baseball bat.
Hey, yo, what do you think, I'm crazy? I got a high-powered leaf blower. I don't know why. This guy wants me to have a high-powered leaf blower. What do you want me to do?
All right. There you go. I somehow, some fucking way, mixed all that shit up in there as best I could. All right. Whew. Don't anybody ask me to do any more of those for the rest of the night. If you want an impression, you want a few people to interact, I can do it, but whew, no more of these, please. Whew, it's too much. Too many things. Please limit your requests to like 2-3 people max. Holy cow. Go-kart says pew fire at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Are I talking about like right now? There's a pew fire right now? Is that going on? Is that like live breaking news? I have no idea what's going on. I'm just reading super chats. Thank you, Go-kart. I appreciate that. Whew. I'll look into it here in a minute once I get through these other few super chats that are coming in. Lemming in a shiny metal box says, trust Jake the Awake. Take your shot. Hit the thumbs up. If you trust me, then you'll hit the thumbs up right now. Some folks They say they trust me because I'm a distinguished actor who's been in many Hollywood films. If you enjoyed the Hollywood films that I've acted in, then you'll listen to me now and hit the thumbs up right now. Please. Yeah. Little Morgan Freeman there. It's not the best Morgan Freeman, but it's close enough. Close enough, Morgan Freeman. I already read that masterpiece. All right. Nathaniel Arias says, sorry, Jake, we have to take down to your sighing sounds like a reload from a 1940s cartoon. Wait, what? Sorry, Jake, we have to take this down to your sighing sounds like a reload from a 1940s cartoon. For shame. Do Marvin the Martian your choice of skit. Yeah, I'm not even sure what to make of that. And yeah, dude, I don't even do a Marvin the Martian impression. I'm just gonna have to apologize and ask you to choose something else. I haven't watched any old cartoons like that in a while. Marvin the Martian. I'd have to watch a video, bro. You'd have to wait for me to pull up an old Marvin the Martian video and then see if I can channel it. All right. Sorry I couldn't deliver on Marvin the Martian, bro. You know how it is. All right. You guys ready to dive into this show? Got to talk about some guy I never heard of and some scientist that I don't care about. So tonight's show, it's trending. It's like supposed to be big news, but really I don't give a shit. So what I want to do tonight is try and keep you guys from going down any conspiracy rabbit holes that lead to nowhere. Because it seems right now they're planting some what looks like almost conspiracy theory bait for normies. Like they want you to like find out about this Wilcock guy and figure that maybe he didn't end his own life and that there was some other foul play involved. Maybe they sacrificed him. So there's other YouTube channels planting conspiracy theories around this David Wilcock guy. And then these missing scientists, some of them who work for NASA and other branches of the government, suddenly they're making a fuss about that on the news, which if the nightly news is talking about it, and then I see other channels talking about conspiracy theories as to why these scientists are going missing, gets me scratching my head like, hey, wait a minute. If this is a real conspiracy and the government owns the media, controls what they do and say, they could really easily just not have the mainstream media talk about these scientists or this David Wilcock guy real easily and just sweep it under the rug if they wanted. So the fact that they're talking about these subjects right at the same time definitely has me skeptical going in. So, all right, let's get started with the first video. We'll start with the missing scientists, and then we'll work our way to the Wilcock guy, or as I like to call him, David Shilcock. We'll get to that soon. All right.
When you hear about these dead or missing scientists, the concern isn't just about who they were, it's about what they knew.
Just because somebody departs the government, I've said this for years, doesn't mean that they leave their knowledge like luggage or gear that they were issued back with the government. That knowledge goes with them.
Hopefully, I don't know, coincidence, if you whatever you want to call it, but Some of them were very important people, and we're going to look at it over the next short time.
These scientists were predominantly affiliated with 4 different agencies: the Energy Department, NASA, War Department, and the FBI.
Oh, all very credible, trustworthy sources, of course. Guys, they want us to care. They want the general public to care that scientists are missing and coming up dead. They're either coming up dead or missing. And these scientists are tied back to these branches of the government here, including NASA. You know, NASA, that agency that pulled off the fake space mission, Artemis, recently. So these individuals, their job is to perform science on behalf of the government. And they go missing or die. And they expect any of us to care. Here's my thing is, I don't really buy the story that they're missing or coming up dead. But even if they are missing or dead, why should I care? They don't care about my way of life. They weren't coming out and telling us the truth about NASA and warning us what's going on, right? So if they come up missing, why should I give a shit? Why should any of you give a shit? Do you think missing scientists, do you think if they weren't missing and instead you were missing, do you think they would give a shit about you? Imagine a scientist who works for NASA sees a story about you or your family missing on the news. Do you really think they give a fuck? Of course not. So why should we give a shit about scientists who work for these branches, which I would argue have been proven to lie, especially this one. These guys right here. So we're running this story that the FBI is running an investigation into these missing scientists who work for the government. Oh, okay. So I would argue that if they really wanted to keep this on the down low, then they wouldn't be having a FBI investigation and airing this on the nightly news. Instead, if they wanted to get rid of some scientists or any person from within, if the beast system wanted to sacrifice, eliminate anybody from within, then they would quickly sweep these stories under the rug as quickly as possible, and there would be as less talk about it as possible. So the fact that they're trying to make it into a story that the American public should care about, and then there's YouTubers all over this platform inserting conspiracy theories about these missing scientists. I'm not going to go down any rabbit holes of any of these scientists. They got like 12 of them, and each one has a backstory and suspect circumstances of how they died that you have to go investigate. Nope. Sounds like a bunch of scripted bullshit to me. So I'm going to save my time and energy. Not going to go investigate their bullshit. And this stream's going to be dedicated to keeping you guys from going down any of these conspiracy rabbit holes and investing any of your time into this horse shit. And I'm going to prove it's not worth our time tonight. So I'm going to do the opposite of what the other YouTubers are doing. I'm going to cover it and tell you that it's a complete waste of time. And then I'm going to move on. Whereas right now, there's other YouTubers telling you about, these scientists were mysteriously executed and they're all going missing. Whoa, let's look into these circumstances and investigate what's going on here. It's like somebody who works for the government performing science. First off, don't care if they're missing or not. The second off, I don't buy that they're actually missing because they work for the government. You could easily just create people that don't exist and say that they're missing scientists, for all I know. Cam Dynasty with a super chat says, impersonation of call for an uprising, doom and gloom. This is a call for an uprising. Right now, they want you to believe that Bill Gates is not trying to jab your whole family, but he is. Bill Gates wants your whole family jabbed, and he's going to be successful. In fact, you're probably one of the last people listening to my voice right now who hasn't been jabbed by Bill Gates. This is a call for an uprising. All right. But in all seriousness, these stories right here are trying to get normies to like take conspiracy bait, and then they have all these YouTubers set up to serve up the conspiracy bait regarding like scientists tied back to NASA. And really, it's like we should all be pissed off about how they just pulled that fake space mission. We should all be talking about how they faked that Artemis shit quite badly and lazily. So they're trying to divert attention away from their failure of an Artemis mission to like, ooh, scientists are missing now. You should totally care. Nathan Arias says, no worries, Jake. Sorry for badly worded chat. Sorry, I don't have a Marvin the Martian impersonation lined up. I should probably go watch a Marvin the Martian clip and make it up to you soon. All right. And make sure I'm not missing any super chats. Lemming in a shiny metal box. I read that one. Yeah, got that one. Got that one. Big Money Bob still giving out gifted memberships. Thank you, Big Money Bob. I appreciate that, brother. Anthony Flat Earth says, land on the moon. All right. Just for you, bro. Land on the moon. We land on the moon. Land on the moon. We land on the moon. Land on the moon. We land on the moon. Hey, take it over. We go to the moon. Then you know that we come back soon. Roof to the left. Rove to the right, cause beach you know that we rove all night. We land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon. And yes, my friend, we will come back soon. We take it over, rove to the moon, cause yes, you know that we come back soon. Rove up atop, rove down low. We rove so much we got no place to rove. We land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon, land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon. And yes, my friend, we will come back soon. We take it over, rove to the north, take it over, rove to the south, take it over, rove in your mouth. Beach, you know, I just said rove in your mouth. We land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon, we land on the moon, land on the moon. Yes, my friend, we will come back soon. We row, 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 speed it up now, row, row, row. Everybody say row, row, row. Oh, come on, beach, row, row, row. Everybody say row, 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 rover, row, 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 rover. Row. Oh, there you go. Haven't dusted that one off in a while. Just for you, buddy. Giving it up for Anthony Flat Earth. Land on the moon. Ryler says, impersonation of Jack Morgan commenting on fittest flat earthers bullshit video.
Yeah, so me and my girl, we were watching this guy, and no shit, he was saying that Hulk Hogan was the Liver King. And I was like, pretty sure that's not possible. You guys know Hulk Hogan, he like got old, right? And now Liver King, like, he's nowhere near as old as Hulk Hogan, right? So how could they be the same guy? It's literally impossible, right? And there's this guy, and he's pointing at the screen, and he's like, look at this freckle, and look at this freckle. Hulk Hogan is the Liver King. And you know what he says? I shit you not. You're not going to believe this. He says that they shapeshift. Yeah, getting crazy, a little out there. Wow, 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 wow. Take a hit, metaphorically speaking. Yeah. He really thinks that it's possible for fallen angels to mate with the Nephilim. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. I was telling my girl, can you believe this? Do you really think this guy believes this? Or do you think this is some sort of grift? Speaking of grift, buy a Caddy Daddy t-shirt. Great talk. Great talk. All right. Oh, I already pulled that one up. My bad. All right, I think we're all caught up on super chats. I think. All right. Speaking of, remember that video we were showing?
Former Navy SEAL and retired FBI Special Agent Jonathan Gilliam tells CBN News that their combined knowledge could have made them targets.
When you look at the totality of all these individuals, you're looking at people who, this person worked over here and this person worked over here, but together their knowledge now gives you insight into an apparatus or some type of widget or technology that they're working towards, that the government is working towards. It would behoove a nation state that's our enemy, or even a friend, that an ally that wants this information, to then target these scientists.
Over the last several years, the number of incidents have increased, with some involving scientists who have simply disappeared.
All right, here's my thing is like, I know they have a backstory for each of these people, but I don't want to spend the time and go learn it because they're scientists who work for the government and they're supposedly missing or coming up dead, and it's on the nightly news. No thanks. Nope. Too many red flags. You can't be all those things and expect me to fucking care. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole. I'm just going to assume these are made up people. And if I assume incorrectly, it doesn't matter. I still don't care. Because of who they chose to work for and what they chose to do with their lives, maybe they deserve to be up there on screen missing, right? For all I know. So again, I don't know how they expect the public to care about this, but they'll have a bunch of YouTubers spin conspiracy theories about this, try and make it out like, ooh, these people were just about to come out and tell you the truth. And then they got sacrificed. Like David Wilcock. David Wilcock knew too much, and so did all these scientists. They knew too much. They were totally about to come out and tell you the truth about everything. Like aliens. Full disclosure about aliens. And then they got whacked. That's how you know aliens are real. See, that's how they get you to go down the space alien rabbit hole, right? Oh, yeah. These NASA scientists and this David Wilcock guy were about to really blow the whistle about aliens, right? So they knew too much. That's why they had to get rid of them. So then this validates their supposed work, right? So any of these scientists you go look up, you'll be like, oh, well, if they were sacrificed by the government, then they must have done some really great work. So then they can get you to like validate their supposed work, right? Not going to work on me. Tom Jones says, do Richie from Boston arguing with front desk for a refund because there was no shower cap included in his free toiletries.
Yeah, so I gotta tell you, there's been nothing but problems with the room since we got here. Not only is the faucet leaky, but there was no shower cap included, and we didn't get our customary free toiletries. We are completely unsatisfied. Me and my new bride, Rosie, we have a very successful podcast together now, and we stay at 5-star hotels, and we are going to leave a negative review for you, a 1-star review on Yelp because, quite frankly, these are some of the worst. These are some of the worst toiletries that I've ever seen. Now, we can make this up. If you order some of my organic Bible vape juice right now and you promise to vape it every night, we could see past this whole thing right here, right now.
All right. There you go. Little Richie from Boston arguing with the front desk. Now, Richie from Boston getting a little big for his britches now that he's got that successful podcast with Roseanne. Ooh la la, right? Guy thinks he's famous now. Dcran4D says fittest flat earther posted a video claiming football player Johnny Manziel is actually Fernando Mendoza, the guy drafted first in the NFL draft last night. I'm sure it's ridiculous, but see, stuff like that isn't as ridiculous as saying that Jay Leno is Jake Paul, right? Or the recent one where he says that Liver King is Hulk Hogan, and then he goes on to say that Liver King's wife is Hulk Hogan's ex-wife. It's really bizarre in that Liver King's children are Hulk Hogan's children, and the whole family shape shifts. That one's over the top. So yeah, some of his stuff is just getting so ridiculous that I figure I'd cool off on him for a while and talk about some other ridiculous shit going on in the fake scripted universe that we live in. And but here you are, man, bringing him up again. Yeah, dude, I didn't want to talk about him in this stream, so I don't want to make it look like, it's all about dunking on fittest flat earther because it's too easy, and I'm sure people are wanting to see me talk about something else. But yeah, the dude makes a ridiculous video every day. So there's going to be no shortage of content if I ever want to just roast him for whatever reason, right? If I ever just want to virtual dunk in his face. Every time he uploads, it gets more ridiculous than his last upload. So yeah, anything he says now doesn't even shock me anymore. It's expected at this point. Jason G says, did you or would you go to Coachella modern bands? So I haven't been to a concert since November, and I watched Blue Oyster Cult play a shitload of shows, more than any other band. And after the last time, I feel like I'm kind of done with going to watch bands for a while because it's getting really expensive. Not just the ticket, but then any drinks or concession that you get there are just way over the top expensive. You know what I mean? You want to try and drink a beer and they're oh, $20 for a beer now. You know what I mean? So I didn't go to Coachella, and the last concert I did go to was last November, and I've seen Blue Oyster Cult a shitload of times, and so I'm kind of sick of seeing the same band over and over now. And then there's not really that many other bands or acts right now that I'm dying to go see and pay an exorbitant amount. And then the travel to get there, so you got to travel to get there, and then the ticket and in the concessions, it's getting over the top. And a lot of the acts aren't that impressive. And then you can watch their stuff here on YouTube, get a front row seat and watch it here on YouTube for a fraction of the cost. So no, I didn't go to Coachella, and that doesn't look like my vibe or my scene. I'm more the type of guy that I'll go watch a really old legacy band that's been around for 50 years, before I'd go to Coachella. I heard it was sucky, though. I've seen plenty of people make videos that it's overpriced and shitty now. All right, so back on topic with this missing scientists. So supposedly over the last 4 years, all these people have went missing. But like I said, like, how do I know they didn't just like create these people from thin air, create a backstory, right? It's not like I know anyone who knows these people. This is when somebody from chat will be like, oh no, my brother grew up with Carl Grillmar. He's for sure for real.
Incidents have increased, with some involving scientists who have simply disappeared. At this point, investigators simply want to find out whether these cases are connected.
Put all of these people and the way they disappeared or died on a wall, on a dry erase board, and then say, here's some similarities, just like you would do with a serial killer. You know, you look at the similarities, because when we see people that are victims of foreign activities, murder, disappearance, or whatever.
Sheep no more. Oh yeah, the mainstream news with sheep no more in the background. I like it. It's a good combo. Oh yeah, you'll be sheep no more if you listen to this guy on the mainstream news. Serve up these scientists missing, trying to get you to care. All right. We'll switch up videos. Sheep no more. So the talk of Epstein is kind of dying down, and the talk of Charlie Kirk has died down substantially. So now they got to serve up new people dying and new reasons for you to care, right? They got to try and create new conspiracy theory rabbit holes for the normies to go down. So these scientists disappearing is like conspiracy theories for the normies, so that they don't think about the fake space mission that just went down.
Thanks for staying with us here at Live Now from Fox. Turning our attention now to a story that we are following closely, and it's making national headlines right now. The Trump administration has directed federal agencies to investigate whether a series of deaths and disappearances among scientists with high-level security clearances are linked. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed the probe following reports that 11 individuals tied to sensitive military, nuclear, and aerospace research have been affected. A lot to discuss. So joining us next onto the program is Randy Sutton. He is a retired Las Vegas police lieutenant and also founder.
Yeah, see? Like this guy right here, Mr. Sunglasses, right? Yeah, see, just like Undead Sar says here, has anyone looked up these supposed missing scientists to even see if they're real people? Looks like a bunch of pictures AI grabbed off Facebook. So even if they took the time to create a backstory for all these people, and they have an actor who formerly played that part for a number of years to like really solidify these stories, even then, I don't want to spend the time looking into it, because none of these people were actively telling the truth, right? None of these people were going to come out and spill the beans on jack shit. None of these people ever have spilled the beans on jack shit. So to try and act like, oh, a missing scientist, well, what is that? A person who performs science experiments? And who do they work for? Oh, the government. And which branch? Oh, some of them work for NASA. Yeah, see, I'm already busy myself exposing that NASA lies about their space missions. So why the hell should I care about missing scientists, whether they're real or not? Right? So I don't want any of you guys to go down any rabbit hole and waste your time with any of these people. But right now they're trying to get the public to spend their time caring about these missing scientists and the supposed unusual circumstances surrounding their supposed disappearances. So the only option that they give you is that, like, oh, they died, but it's not a conspiracy. It's just a coincidence. Or there must be a conspiracy. Instead, the third choice, the choice I personally choose is that the whole thing is just scripted. And I don't even know if any of these people are really dead or not, right? So that's the choice they don't want you to conclude. So they have YouTubers out there spinning theories about these missing scientists. And I'm definitely not going to do that. Got a super chat from Red Rock Plays. Says, you are the best impersonator on YouTube. You have the most and diverse impersonations on the platform. Well, thank you. You know, I don't really know of any other comedian or YouTuber that actively does impersonations like in almost every stream. And it's not everybody's favorite thing. So there's some people who don't enjoy the impersonations and want me to get on with talking about these news stories. And then there's other people who love the impersonations and are willing to pay for me to do these impersonations and silly songs. So I try my best to please everybody. And so like tonight, I'll try and do some sections where all I do is talk about what's on screen. And then there'll be some other sections where I try and catch up on all the super chats and hit all the impersonations as best I can. Try and do it all, satisfy as many people as possible here. All right. So all the mainstream media is running this same story about the missing scientists. And then they're also running this same story about this David Wilcock guy. So we can move on to the next guy or the next subject because it's kind of related to this exact same subject. This supposed David Wilcock. So how many people here have never heard of David Wilcock? And until yesterday, I had no idea who this guy was. So if you never heard of David Wilcock, don't feel bad. In fact, I'm going to give you reasons why when you find out who he is, that you shouldn't really give a shit what happened to him.
Paranormal.
All right. So here he is, David Wilcock, or as I like to call him, David Shillcock.
Paranormal writer and YouTuber David Wilcock has passed away. David, who built a platform through his videos about science and spirituality, died on April 20th in Boulder County, Colorado, authorities told TMZ. The incident reportedly unfolded around 10:44 a.m. after deputies received a 911 call regarding a, quote, unknown problem, though officials later told TMZ the emergency communications specialist believed the caller was in the midst of a mental health crisis. When they arrived at the residence, deputies found a man standing outside with an undisclosed weapon. Minutes later, officials said the man used the weapon on himself and he was pronounced dead at the scene.
So this David Wilcock fella unalived himself, and apparently he was a UFO researcher, and he's been on television shows like Ancient Aliens. Yeah. What credentials? And he just happens to have just recently unalived himself. And there's a bunch of conspiracy theories being pushed by other YouTubers that he was sacrificed or executed and that he didn't take his own life. But we'll get into all that. Let's just see what the mainstream narrative is first. And then we'll get into these alternative conspiracy theories.
According to the outlet. Following the incident, authorities said they searched the home and surrounding property, but didn't find anyone else. Per TMZ, they're now working with the Boulder County Coroner's Office to determine the cause and manner of death. E-News has reached out to Wilcock's rep and the Boulder County Sheriff's Department for more information.
Straight up, this This dude, it looks like some sort of creature. Like there's something about the way that this thing looks with the giant head. It's like shills and deceivers. They have a certain look. And this guy's got the look. Just something about him. The way he looks to me. And looks can be deceiving. But deceivers also have a look. And this guy has that look.
But has not received a response. Wilcock had been active on YouTube in the days leading up to his death, with his last video being posted on April 19th.
We're doing well, and I think that it's going to be okay. So remember that this is all, for me, my big focus on this show is a spiritual transformation that we're going through.
He was also a New York Times bestselling author, a frequent guest on Ancient Aliens on
Best-selling author, frequent guest on Ancient Aliens. All right. Let me just take a quick Google at this. Let me take a quick gander at this Google here and see what it says. Ancient Aliens expert. Ah. So this is a person who we're supposed to care about. And there's channels spinning conspiracy theories around this person's supposed death. And who is this person? I had never heard of this person until yesterday. So I'm still figuring it out as I go along. David Wilcock was an American paranormal writer, media personality, and YouTuber. He was a significant figure in the disclosure movement and regular contributor to pseudoscientific theories in pop culture media, appearing in productions made by Gaia and on Ancient Aliens. So he talks about space alien bullshit on television. Yeah. You know what I call that? Call that a fucking shill talking about bullshit. That's what I call it. I'm not going to candy coat it. If that's his credentials, because I had never heard of the guy. You know why? Because I don't keep up with space alien bullshit. Because I don't believe in outer space. I don't believe in other galaxies and other space aliens coming with their spaceships from billions and trillions of light years away, because I don't believe in space alien horseshit, right? Because I don't believe the Earth is a globe shooting through space. I don't believe that the sun is a gigantic fireball 93 million miles away. And I don't believe that the moon is a gray rock that man has walked upon 238,000 miles away. Don't believe any of that horse shit. And so this guy's job was talking about space aliens, and the whole space alien theory revolves around the aliens coming from outer space, as in Earth globe shooting through outer space. So that means this guy's been pushing bullshit his whole life, essentially. Like, that's what he's famous for, pushing bullshit. And then he supposedly takes his own life. That's the mainstream narrative, that this guy just took his own life. And there's other YouTubers out there going, oh, no, they sacrificed him because he knew too much. So they're trying to spin the alternative theory that he didn't take his own life. He knew too much, and he was taken out by the government or sacrificed by them, right? So I'm not falling for either of those. Instead, I'm going to say this guy is a character on the world stage. And now they can, in many people's eyes, legitimize his work and get people to pay attention to him and look into his life story by scripting the death of this character. So I believe this person's death is scripted. I don't really even believe this was like a real person the way they present. That's just how I feel. Just because of these credentials and the look UFO in all this news, right? They could have swept this story under the rug if they wanted to. But the fact that this is mainstream news, along with the missing scientists, like right at the same time, no way. Not buying either story. Nathaniel Arias says the whole world is BS and fake in so many ways. I've not heard about this until now, or a few days. Other past topics you've brought up, I heard them first from you. These people, I think, never real, all fabricated. So they may have an actor who like played this part for a while and whatever on screen, but I mean from like, from birth to death. This isn't like a person that lived their life uncontrolled and did their own thing, right? No, this person was most definitely part of the beast system, which is why they got to go on TV and talk about fucking space aliens. You know who hasn't went on TV and talked about space aliens? Me! That's a credential in my world. Hey guys, I haven't been in any Hollywood movies, haven't been in any television shows or commercials or anything tied back to Hollywood whatsoever, right? That's a credential in my world, right? Whereas like once you find out that this dude's tied back to talking about space aliens on TV, then I don't care what happened to him. He wouldn't care if anything happened to me. If that guy found out that I went missing, he wouldn't give a fuck. He goes on TV and talks about space aliens. Thank you, Nathaniel Arias, for the multiple super chats coming in tonight. I appreciate that, brother. Fist bumps to you, sir. Yeah, I had never heard of this dude until yesterday, right? And I saw so many different channels bring him up, and then the mainstream news. So it was like presented to me in my feed over and over again. And then I was like, fine, I'll look into who this freaking David Wilcock sucker is. Like, now I got to look into this piece of shit who I don't even care who he is. And I find out who he is. Like, yeah, I knew he was going to be a cocksucker. David Wilcocksucker. David Shilcock. Good. I'm glad he's dead. I'm allowed to be glad he's dead because I don't really think that he's dead. That's why I'm allowed. There's no law that says I can't be glad that the dude's dead because I actually don't really think he's dead. Good times. Nathaniel Arias coming in with another super chat says, I have lived in Colorado most of my life, never heard of him. Bro, dead honest, I had never heard of Charlie Kirk until he supposedly died. I'd never heard of him. Had to figure out who he was. And now, sick of that shit. Anyone come around here trying to spin any conspiracy theories about that shit, I'll be telling them the same thing. Take that elsewhere. You're not going to get me to go down any rabbit holes related to someone supposedly dying after I've come to the conclusion that they probably did not. Right? So all these conspiracy theories are like traps for you to take the bait that this person actually is deceased. So instead, I don't go down any of their conspiracy rabbit holes once I figure out that like, oh, this person ties back to television. Oh, well, then they're an actor. They're a puppet on the world stage. Since they're on the mainstream news right now, tied in with these other missing scientists. No. Rejecting all of it. But I see other channels trying to push it like there might be something more than meets the eye. Maybe he was executed because of all the stuff that he knew about aliens. He was just about to disclose the truth about aliens. That's when they whacked him, man. Nope. Definitely not going to get me to say that. All right, let's jump back into that video now that we've caught up on who this guy is.
History Channel and the star of the documentary film Above Majestic, according to his YouTube.
He kind of looks like Eric Dubé with a forehead implant. It's almost like Eric Dubé in a mask with a forehead implant.
To bio, David Wilcock was 53 years old. If you or someone you know needs help, dial 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline or visit 988lifeline.org.
All right. So I've already seen several channels pushing theories that, you guys, I don't think that David Wilcock unalived himself. I think something else happened. I think they executed him. See, I see other channels pushing that notion, and it's very similar to when channels were pushing the notion that Erica Kirk had something to do with her husband's death, and they were pushing that notion, getting as many normies to bite into that as they could. So instead of me going down the rabbit hole and being like, oh, I wonder if he actually unalived himself or not, I was like, nah, sounds like a total waste of time. So the most I did was quickly scratch the surface to see who he was, where he ties back to. And I was like, nope, immediate red flags. Red Rock Plays says sativa, indica, or hybrid. Also do Roseanne Barr.
Well, you know, it's like each type of weed, it's got its like place, you know, like sativas are like good for the daytime, you know, when you like want to go out and like walk around and like, you know, get some shit done. And indicas when you want to be like a couch potato, you know, lay around and watch a movie. Whereas like a hybrid can be like, you know, a little bit of both, but usually hybrids are more geared towards indica domination. So, you know, you're usually going to be couch locked either way, unless you have like a really pure sativa. Becky, get down here. Darlene, DJ.
There you go. So I gave you what I would say while doing a Roseanne impression. All right. So I did find a police recording of the police supposedly showing up. The fact that they made this, I was all I needed. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna listen to this whole thing. I listened to this for like a couple minutes, and this is supposedly the final moments of David Wilcock's life. Police radio recording, and I was like, oh, they conveniently have this already uploaded. Watch.
Copy, we're on the house. And just information data found no criminal. All traffic, holder traffic, he's got a gun. Copy, there's code 3 on county law at 1104. Shots fired. Copy, shots fired, and all other traffic can go law 2. All other traffic, law 2, code 3 continues. 4-0, got the rifle.
He still got the gun to his head. Looks like he fired a test round.
Copy, gun to his head, fired a test round at 1105.
Does 528 need a help there?
I'll just start you for now. 516, did you copy?
794 an animal complaint. 794 animal complaint.
794 copy.
1105.
587 in route as well.
Copy, and 516, did you copy?
Edward 70, I'll check on the Eagle as well.
528. 567.
Go ahead.
Let me get a couple more units with a shield. Mail.
Copy, we're on the house. And just information data found no criminal. All traffic, holder traffic, he's got a gun. Copy, there's code 3 on county law at 1104.
Shots fired.
Code 3. Shots fired. Well, we're here right now. Yep. He's got a gun. Shots fired. The cop didn't seem thrown off by the fact that there were shots fired at all. You would figure that the cop would be like, "He's got a gun! Shots fired! Shots fired!" Right? Like, no, it's a very calm police officer. We're here on scene. Code 3. Got a gun. Shots fired. And they just happen to have this and have it uploaded so that now there's like an official documented phone call with the authorities and them talking about the shots being fired. So, yeah, guys, when there's that much effort being put into this, I'm like, nah, no thanks. Don't want to listen to the rest of the police call. Nope, I've heard enough, fellas. You're trying extra hard to get me to believe that this guy offed himself. So I'm gonna have to reject everything. It's in my nature to auto hoax this stuff, especially when there's this many red flags. Dcran4D says Charlie Kirk never existed in the first place. He was a character on the world stage playing a part. You know, I can't say that I disagree, sir. Can't say I disagree. And I was there pointing out several months after that incident went down that, like, hey, there's all these YouTube channels spinning theories that Erica Kirk might be involved in his death. Yeah, that's spinning lies and disinformation and bullshit. You know, like Jimmy Dore with his hundreds of thousands of subs would be like, look at Erica Kirk's eyes. Look at her face. She looks guilty. You know, Brian from High Impact Flicks. Look at Erica Kirk's crazy eyes. I wonder if she's hiding something, right? So they desperately try and get the viewer to go down the rabbit hole that Erica was in on her husband's death. So then you buy the notion that he's dead, right? So then they got you. So if you take the mainstream narrative that he's dead, they got you. And then you take the alternative that it was a second shooter or his wife was involved or it was an exploding microphone. Either way, if you believe he's dead, then they got you. So they have all these planted conspiracy theories to go along with this story right here. Never fell for any of them. Not once. In fact, I was one of the guys that sat back and waited like, nope, not going to fall for any of this shit. Meanwhile, all of the run-of-the-mill right-wing channels had no problem pushing conspiracy theory bait down everyone's throats. Candace Owens is still doing it. Still doing the same shit, Candace Owens. Supposedly getting millions of views. All right. And I read that one already. All right. And Big Money Bob still out there giving away gifted Jake the Awake memberships. If you are lucky enough to get one of these gifted Jake the Awake memberships, give a shout out and a thank you to your boy Big Money Bob. He's making it happen single-handedly, keeping my memberships alive. All right. All right, so what else did I want to show you guys? I think I might have one or two more videos, and then we can move on. Oh, yeah. Here, I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about of other YouTubers covering this as if it's all real. And of course, these are YouTubers who have huge sub counts and get gigantic view counts. So Praveen Mohan, never heard of him, but he's got 2,400,000 subscribers. This video got 41,000 likes. Before David Wilcock disappeared, he said this, right?
This is one of the hardest videos I've ever made, because today we're not just talking about a researcher. We're talking about a man who inspired millions, a man who dedicated his life to uncovering hidden truths, a man who is maybe no longer with us. Reports have emerged that David Wilcock has passed away at the age of just 53. And if this is true, this is not just a loss, it's a shock. According to initial information authorities responded to.
I got some more super chats coming in. Ryler says, did you know that there was a first lady of Florida named Erica Kirk? She looks like Erica Kirk too. Yeah, and Robin Williams looked like Teddy Roosevelt, but that doesn't mean that like Robin Williams was Teddy Roosevelt and is a fallen angel, bruh. So yeah, people look like people. Sometimes characters play multiple roles, and then sometimes fucking shills lie about all of this, and they claim that somebody plays all these roles when they actually don't, to throw a monkey wrench into the whole situation of what I'm talking about. Thank you, Ryler, for the super chat. Yeah, bro, I've heard that this celebrity looks like this celebrity, and then this celebrity looks like this celebrity from the past, and I've seen and heard it all, brother. For sure. Ryler with another super chat says Chris Farley and Kevin Farley are the same person.
When you've been blessed with the ability to see through these demonic fallen angels like I have, then it's easy to see. They're just shape-shifting. Right here, Chris Farley shapeshifts into Kevin Farley. And they don't need to work out. They don't need to take steroids. They just shapeshift. It's because they mated with the bloodline of the Nephilim, and it gave them the ability to shapeshift. Only they can't shapeshift their freckles. They can't shapeshift their scar tissue. And as you can see right here, Chris, he's got this freckle. You know who else has the same freckle? Kevin. They just so happen to have the same freckle in the same location. They're the same fallen angel.
There you go. All right. Arthur King says, fittest flat earther Tyler Hansen telling us that Arnold Schwarzenegger is shapeshifting into Sylvester Stallone. La, 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 la.
You guys are not going to believe this, but I found evidence that's going to blow your mind. Now, I know my subscribers are going to be able to handle it, but will the non-subscribers be able to handle it? So I recently found out that Hulk Hogan was Liver King and is shapeshifting back and forth between Liver King and Hulk Hogan. And he was able to do that because they don't need to work out. They don't need steroids. Fallen angels, they're part of the Nephilim bloodline. That's how they can shapeshift. And so I wasn't prepared to find out that longtime action star Sylvester Stallone, he's got that funny voice, says, get down, get down. You know who else has a funny voice? This action movie actor from the exact same time period, wouldn't you know, both happen to be big-time action movie stars.
They're the same shapeshifter.
Sylvester Stallone and Rocky. The reason why they're able to shapeshift, it was because they mated with the Nephilim. So since they're part of the Nephilim bloodline, that's how Arnold Schwarzenegger is able to shapeshift into Sylvester Stallone. So if they needed Terminator, Rocky could just simply shapeshift into Terminator, and when Terminator was no longer needed, they could just shapeshift Terminator into Rambo. If you look really closely, here's some proof you can hang your hat on. This little scar right here looks exactly like this scar right here. And that's because scar tissue is damaged tissue. And the Nephilim, they're not able to shapeshift their scars. And they know that I know that. And they hate that I'm pointing it out to you guys right now.
All right, that's enough of that. Making a career on roasting fittest flat earther. Oh, what do you do for a living? I roast the fittest flat earther professionally. I do. Support myself by roasting Tyler Hansen for a living. JP Crucino says there is so much hype building to this disclosure event. It works like protesting. The controllers love how their knees. The controllers have people on their knees begging for an answer. It reminds me of that old Simpsons episode, Lisa finds an angel. You just got to keep the dumb populace chasing their tail and keep them distracted by one thing or another, right? So you got all these different news stories there to keep their mind in a false reality and keep them distracted from what's really going on, while also dividing them, keeping them pissed off at people who don't agree with them or anyone that says the opposite of what the mainstream narrative is, right? Got to make sure to instill hatred into them so that they attack anyone who tries to sell them a different story than the nightly news. Yeah, man. So they've built up this space alien thing for a long time, but the populace starting to see through their space deception, especially with that Artemis failure. So now they got to get the public on board with these missing scientists and dead alien expert guys to get them to forget about the Artemis failure, right? Their catastrophic shitty moon mission where they were too lazy to even fake landing on the moon. They don't want you to think about how fake that rerun was, Artemis 2, ridiculous rerun where they fly by the moon, too chicken shit to even fake a landing. They don't want you thinking about that. So they're like, look at these scientists and David Wilcock. Here's some David Wilcock sucker for you to care about. Thank you, JP Crucino, for the super chat, buddy. And yes, I do remember that Simpsons episode. That was back when the Simpsons were still entertaining. That was a long time ago, bro. All right. All right, so back to this YouTuber. I wanted to show you guys an example of a guy pushing David Wilcock misinformation. He's not questioning the narrative at all. So he's basically using his channel to push the mainstream narrative about this guy, but also raise an eyebrow at the circumstances surrounding his supposed death.
A 911 call on April 20, 2026. Now, this happened near Ridge Road in Colorado. The cops arrived And within minutes, a man reportedly used a weapon on himself. The case was recorded, closed, simple. But is it really that simple? Because those who follow David Wilcock closely know something very important. He had...
All right, so he just did 2 hand symbols, and he is obviously reading a script right now. He's not speaking from the heart. He's not speaking off the cuff. He's reading a script, and he's throwing up that hand sign. And just before that, he threw this one real quick. So he's got to get this little like pyramid-y kind of thing going on. But then he makes sure to do that one. Make sure to leave it up on screen, nice and clear. This guy's definitely reading a script right now.
Had repeatedly said, I would never take my own life. Not once, but multiple times. And that's where the questions begin. David Wilcock was not just another author.
Yeah, good question, brother. JP Crucino says, why would someone call police, then attack themselves when they arrive? Obviously, it's a cover story. So, yeah. So I'm not going to take the alternative and be like, he didn't unalive himself and the cops took his life, right? I'm not going to take any sort of alternative. Instead, I'm going to reject all of it and be like, nope, scripted story all the way around, right? So other channels are trying to spin this narrative that that he's not the type of guy who would unalive himself, and there has to be something else going on. There has to be some sort of foul play. And so this is just one example of other YouTubers who have like a big platform who like are covering this guy. And he doesn't tell you like I did beforehand and give you a disclaimer that this is someone who went on television and talked about space aliens and UFOs in the past, right? So they're using these channels to get as many people to look into this guy, David Wilcock, and these scientists, right? They want these people to be like the next batch of Epstein's and Charlie's, right? They got to come up with some new Epstein's and Charlie's for people to care about. New, characters. Remember, like they had that Luigi Mangione guy where they get the public to care about the villain, right? Who does the bad thing, but he does the bad thing to the corporate bad guys. So therefore he's a good guy, and they get the public to follow this story. So when these stories die down, they need now they need to create more, right? So this kind of just seems like they're just trying to create more conspiracy theory rabbit holes for the general public to go down because it works so well with Charlie Kirk. They're like, all right, people don't care about Charlie Kirk anymore. So now we need to create some new rabbit holes to trip people up.
Was deeply involved in topics like UFOs, extraterrestrial contact, ancient civilizations. He appeared on shows like Ancient Aliens multiple times. Sometimes I appeared on the same episodes with him on Ancient Aliens and History Channel. And
this guy would appear on the same television show. So we know what club this guy's in, right? So that hand symbol wasn't just a coincidence. This guy's in the same club with homeboy David Wilcock, and he was on the same television show. That's what he just told us.
Built a massive following, and there is a pattern developing, right? Because I don't post obituaries on my platforms, but something strange is developing. Eric Von Daniken, gone. Nick Pope, gone just 2 weeks ago. Now, there are 11 scientists.
There he goes again, in case you missed it the first time.
Yes, already gone or disappeared recently. They were all involved in high-level space and nuclear research. Now,
so the Wilcock story and the other scientists are tied together And I made that connection earlier. Oh, these both happen at the same time. And now here this guy is showing you, oh, look, isn't this strange? No, it's not strange when the whole fucking thing's scripted. It makes sense they're going to time these stories together. It's not strange at all. From a scripted news standpoint, I could totally see why they're going to have the Wilcock story and these scientist stories airing concurrently. And here this guy is tying both of them together like, isn't this strange? No, it isn't.
Recently, they were all involved in high-level space and nuclear research. Now, this is the latest news from Fox News. David Wilcock was not a scientist, but he was working on anti-gravity technology. And some even believed he was in telepathic contact with higher beings.
He was working on anti-gravity technology, supposedly, allegedly, and he was in contact with higher dimensional beings, right? Of course. So that's why they executed him and sacrificed him, right? Because he was in contact with the higher beings, and he knew about the anti-gravity tech, and he was just about to come clean and tell us about it. And they whacked him up, right? That's the leap they want us to take. And I would never in a million years make that jump and make that claim. Nope. But that's where this guy's trying to lead us. He's trying to lead us down that path so that we come to that conclusion. Very similar as when they tried to lead us down the path that Erica must be involved in Charlie's death. Nope, not falling for it.
Now, agree or disagree, there is one thing you cannot deny. He had influence. Now, here's something that makes the situation even more unsettling.
This guy says, oh my God, dude, you're so hilarious. The chin thing. He might be watching the stream replay. So this guy's maybe behind because I did that a while ago. But yeah, a lot of people enjoyed the close-up on the chin. So I think it's going to be a staple of the Fittest Flat Earther impression that I do the chin close-up. So people have told me in the comment section that was one of their favorite parts of the last stream. So you know how it goes. If somebody tells me that they like something, I'm going to milk the shit out of it until everyone's sick of it. So expect close-ups of my chin to be a regular thing.
In his recent appearances, David spoke about his health. He mentioned blurry vision, nervous system issues, low energy, tingling sensations. He even said, this doesn't feel like aging. Something is different. And then this has happened. For almost a year, David put no videos on YouTube, even though he had 500,000 subscribers. He only did live sessions.
Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Who cares? NASA scientists. Good. I hope they stay missing. I'm glad. There's no law that says I can't be glad that they're missing. I don't even really think that they're missing. Decran says, show your support. Almost 500 people in chat. Smash the like. It helps Jake channel. It does. It totally helps the algorithm. So everybody right here, right now, if you're enjoying the show and you want me to continue entertaining y'all's ass, then hook a brother up with some thumbs up. And if you're watching the replay right now, hook a brother up with the thumbs up. And if you're a higher vibrational dimensional being from the planet Nibiru and you're listening right now, hook a brother up with a cosmic thumbs up. Speaking of telecommunicating with higher vibrational beings, right now, you know what's going to help me communicate with the higher vibrational beings and do the best show possible? as if you guys hit the thumbs up. All right, moving on. Thank you, Decrin4D, for the super chat. And we got a super chat without a message attached from Saigon 1964able. 64able. No message, just a super chat. I appreciate it. You know, I don't get that many super chats without message attached, but the ones I do get, I appreciate all the same as the ones that have messages. So thank you very much, Saigon 1964able. All right. Hell yeah.
Or he was talking about crop circles and global issues.
Crop circles and global issues. Yeah, so more bull crap. Bull crap. So this guy talks about space aliens, UFOs, speaking with higher dimensional beings, crop circles. Yeah, exactly. Horse shit. Oh yeah, Annie was on TV doing all this stuff too. So a former ancient aliens guy turned YouTuber. And now you got people with 2 million views or 2 million subs who get tons of views using their platform to push this guy's death and talk about how it's strange. Yeah, way too much effort.
Now, if you look at these videos, you cannot help but wonder, does that sound like someone preparing to end their life? Or someone still engaged, still fighting, still speaking? Now, here's where things become even more complicated. People close to him have spoken about cyberbullying, harassment, legal pressure, constant attacks. There are even claims that authorities were contacted multiple times, but no strong action was taken. And then there are other claims that may or may not be true. Claims of being targeted, being silenced, even slow poisoning.
Yeah, well, a bunch of shill losers on YouTube will make those claims that they're targeted and people are after them. Like, you know, Tim Pool, for instance, like, they tried to make an assassination attempt on me. The woke liberals are trying to take my life. You guys, I'm under attack by the woke liberals. They want me dead, right? So any right winger on here will try and act like the woke left is after them, wants to end their life, right? So I've heard plenty of these stories spun that like, oh, they swatted me, so therefore I must be telling the truth. Oh, yeah, they swatted Tim Pool, so therefore he must be a good source of information, right? Oh, the lefties are out to kill poor Tim Pool, so he obviously must have a lot of genius tucked away in that beanie of his.
Now, these are serious claims, and right now, they remain unverified. But when you combine everything together, a pattern begins to form. A man researching controversial topics, a man claiming access to hidden knowledge, a man under pressure, a man with declining health, and suddenly he's gone. Now, even more strange, there's very little mainstream media coverage, almost nothing.
Actually, if I Google it, there's a shitload of sources talking about this guy. So, and there's mainstream media here on YouTube covering him. And this dude right here with his 2 million subs is covering it. So this guy's full of shit when he says that there's no mainstream coverage. Yahoo, people.com, right? So definitely a bunch of mainstream reports right here that come right up. See? So I don't know what he's talking about. If I died, I wouldn't get this much coverage. Look, TMZ, TV Insider, Us Weekly, New York Post. See, so this guy's just straight up fucking lying.
There's not that much media coverage surrounding David's death.
Yes, there is a ton. See, that's one of the reasons why I don't believe in it. Got Lance Bigger, 6138, coming in with a donation in the form of a super sticker. Let me see what the super sticker is, because on my end, I can't see what it even is. All right. It's a dancing pear. I was curious as to what it is. See, on my end in StreamYard, it just says super sticker, and I don't know what it is. And so I have no idea when it comes through like this what I'm about to see. And this time it was a dancing pear. All right. Thank you very much for the super sticker, Lance Bigger. So obviously, Homeboy's lying about there not being any mainstream coverage of this. Look at all these articles, just article after article about the guy dying. And then there's a bunch of YouTubers pushing conspiracy theory bait into his death not being what the mainstream media says. So there's people spinning theories that he didn't take his own life. So I think that's a lot of coverage, more coverage than I would get, right? How much coverage would any of you guys get if you mysteriously went missing? So yeah, so there's quick proof that this guy's full of shit.
A person who appeared on global shows, wrote books, produced documentaries, and yet silence. I just saw one statement from X from Representative Anna Paulina Luna. She expressed condolences, praying for his family and acknowledging the millions he impacted. But still, no deep investigation coverage, no major headlines, no detailed breakdown of what really happened. Why? Let's be clear, this video is not making conclusions, and this video is not about spreading misinformation, but this is about asking questions, because when something doesn't feel right, you don't ignore it. You observe, you question, you seek truth. And right now, there are too many unanswered questions. Where is the recording of the full 911 call? Where is the dash cam or body cam footage? Why is there no visual confirmation? We don't see one picture or video about David Wilcock's passing. We don't see anything at all. And perhaps the biggest question of all, why did a man who said he would never take his own life end up being reported that way? Was it exactly what it seems? Or is there more beneath the surface? History has shown us that researchers exploring controversial ideas often face intense resistance, sometimes ridicule, sometimes pressure. And
all right. Also, what they can do here with this story, I was just now thinking, they can make it out like if you dedicate your life to telling the truth online, then you could end up like this guy, This is the outcome for people who tell the truth about aliens. They end up like this guy, right? So it kind of is like a scary story that they're serving up to anybody who's into the ancient aliens shit and likes to talk about it with their friends and whatnot, that like, yeah, you want to talk about ancient aliens at home, that's fine, but you better not go online and start talking about it. Because otherwise you might never know, right? You might just end up mysteriously going missing, right? So they put it in the sheeple's mind that if you want to talk about this sort of stuff, you just keep it to yourself, because these other guys that talk about it and have talked about it on TV got famous for it. Look at how they ended up, right? They either A, took their own life, or B, were sacrificed, right? And this was a UFO expert. So if you're a UFO enthusiast, if you're into the aliens and UFO shit, then this is a scary tale of how it ends if you go down that route, right? If you go down that rabbit hole full time, this is how it ends. And I got a couple super chats that just now come in from Davey D from the LaFleur Network. He said, wackos that push this narrative called him the next Carl Sagan. LOL. Anyways, big shout out to everyone here in the live chat. Hey, thank you very much, Shady Davey D from the LaFleur Network. I appreciate that, buddy. And another super chat coming in from Joe Kerr. He says, I'm late to the stream, so I don't know if you covered it, but you did. But did you see Russell Brand on Piers Morgan's show? He completely fucked up. No, I didn't watch that. The missing scientists and David Wilcock story were trending for the last few days, and I saw several different other YouTubers talking about it. And so I'm like, okay, let me tell people why I don't care about this and why nobody should care about this, right? And not to spend any time going down into these conspiracy rabbit holes. So no, I haven't had any time in the last couple days to look into Russell Brand and Piers Morgan, but I'll write it down because maybe I can make a joke out of it or a bit out of it or something. Maybe we can even check it out here in a bit. Russell Brand, Piers Morgan. Thank you, Joe Kerr. We might actually check that out here soon. All right.
Sometimes something worse. Again, we're not concluding anything, but we're not blindly accepting everything either, because truth requires courage. Today, we remember David Wilcock, not just as a researcher, but as a human being, a man who believed humanity could evolve, a man who believed we are more than just physical bodies, a man who believed we are light beings. Whether you agreed with him or not, he made people think, he made people question, he made people look beyond the obvious. And maybe that's why his story should not end in silence. If you're a fan of David Wilcock, if his work impacted you, then the best thing you can do right now is simple. Keep asking questions. I don't normally...
Nah. No thanks. I have no more questions. I've heard all I need to hear, sir. No need to hear anymore. I was going back and looking through super chats. I wasn't sure if I missed this one or not. I think I read it, but I'm not sure if I did. But I'll just read it again because it fits right here. The whole world is BS and fake in so many ways. I've not heard about this until now or a few other past topics you've brought up. I heard them first from you. These people, I think, never real, all fabricated. I think I did read that earlier, but it was a important comment to bring up again, because yeah, they try and spin these stories and they don't just put it on the nightly news. Now they have all these controlled YouTubers to spin the mainstream narrative as well. And they have the controlled opposition YouTubers to spin the alternative to the mainstream narrative, right? The approved conspiracy alternative to the mainstream narrative. The third choice is the one that the choice that I spin, and I tell you guys that, yeah, I don't believe any of it. Sounds like scripted news to me. All right. Lint away air duct cleaning says, Jake, did you see Joe Rogan at the White House low quality vid? I did see that, where he was like behind Trump. In fact, maybe we'll take a quick peek at that real quick. I didn't watch the whole video. I think I only watched like a few minutes. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go.
Signing an executive order. Let's take you to the White House.
You know, a lot of the people behind me, they're tremendous professionals, medical professionals most, and some military, like Marcus, some great military professionals too. Real hero. Today, I'm pleased to announce historic reforms to dramatically accelerate access to new medical research and treatments based on psychedelic drugs. In many cases, these experimental treatments have shown life-changing potential for those suffering from severe mental illness and depression, including our cherished veterans. Our veterans are having a tremendous hard time. You know, the suicide rate, we have it down a little bit, but they are having a hard time. And I got a call from a number of people, including the great Joe Rogan. And he said, we have to do something about this. And I looked into it. I called Bobby, I called Oz, I called Marty.
The wonderful, the fantastic Joe Rogan, he called me and he let me know we need to do something about the legal reform of psychedelic drugs. Here's the deal. If there's people out there who are cheaply and efficiently growing their own psychedelic drugs, producing their own psychedelics, what we want to do, we want to step in and we want to be the ones who administer these drugs. So we're going to go ahead and facilitate the legalization of all psychedelic drugs, because we want to be the at the forefront of selling psychedelic drugs in order to cure all the depression that's going on right now. Trump coming in as a hero with Joe Rogan, you guys, going to legalize the psychedelic drugs. They're heroes, I tell you.
Jay, and it was uniform support. And I said, so why would we wait 3 or 4 years to get it done? Or 10 years, frankly. Let's get it done immediately. And that's what happened. This has probably never been anything happened so quickly. Everybody is so strongly in favor of this. It's for a lot of people, but it's for our military in particular. The suicide epidemic. She's out there. Where are you?
This is weird looking. So they have Trump sitting there, and then right behind him, Joe Rogan and RFK and some other cocksuckers. And it just looks funny the way they have them all like, okay, go back there behind Trump. This is breaking news, you guys.
Well, the real boss in the family. Yeah. It was fantastic. Thank you very much for being here. As well as FDA Commissioner Marty McCary, CMS Administrator Dr.
You really see how small Joe Rogan is when he stands next to other guys. Like this guy right here does not look like a big fella, but even this guy looks like he's slightly bigger than Joe Rogan.
Mehmet Oz, NIH Director Dr. Jay Bhattacharya. See how easy that name is? You know, it used to give me a little trouble. That was a tough name. Congressman Morgan Luttrell, who's a friend of mine and he's a real war hero. He knows something that a lot of us will never find out about. Retired U.S. Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell, the two of them. I don't know what's in your blood, fellas. You guys are good mom and dad, right? Yeah, good somebody.
9:11 a.m. Of course. All right. Got a super chat from Lint Away Air Duct Cleaning. He says he called Dr. Odds. Had to be serious business. So we're doing some serious research into these psychedelic drugs. There's some breakthrough research that we found that they're using these psychedelic drugs to cure depression. And right now we're seeing some wonderful things happening in the research with these psychedelic drugs. So I'm here with the wonderful, the one and only Joe Rogan, and of course the greatest doctor in all of the world. He's got a lot of genius, this guy, the one and only Dr. Oz. So between me, Joe Rogan, Dr. Oz, we're gonna get this done. All right, it's very important. That's why I got the best in the business, so to speak. Myself, Dr. Oz, Joe Rogan. You got a meeting of the minds. We're gonna get you high off your ass on psychedelics in no time. All right, sounds good. Sounds like everyone's gonna be tripping their balls off in no time.
Good to have you. Joe Rogan is a fantastic person. We did a little interview before the election. We had over three.
Joe Rogan, he's a fantastic person. Did a little interview before the election. Such a fantastic guy. You know, he's got the #1 podcast in the world. Probably had something to do with that time that he had me on as a guest. You know who was never a guest on Joe Rogan's podcast? Creepy Joe, Obama. Never saw them on Joe Rogan's podcast.
$300 million people. And I said, oh man, I hope Kamala doesn't do it. And she didn't. He wanted her to do it, but she didn't. Someday Joe's going to explain why. I could tell you why. But along with many other veterans, because she didn't want to, with many other veterans. And I just want to thank the people behind me are outstanding. It's an amazing group. The executive order I'm signing, we're actually signing the executive order today, is really a moment. It directs the FDA to expedite their review of certain psychedelics already designated as breakthrough therapy drugs. They're very much being discussed. It's one of the hottest things I think you're talking about, Oz, right? It's nothing. If these turn out to be as good as people are saying, it's going to have a tremendous impact on this country and other countries too.
Doxological Thinker says, I'm late, so I don't know if it's been brought up already, but apparently there was a bang, bang, pow, pow incident with Trump like an hour ago. What? All right. We interrupt this old lame video to see some possible breaking news. Let's type in Trump shooting. Looks like there's a little something. All right. Possible breaking news here. President Donald Trump and the First Lady are uninjured after a shooting incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner on Saturday. This was 20 minutes ago. Trump gives address after White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting. Trump and his cabinet safe after shots fired at White House Correspondents' Dinner. Okay. So he's safe. No bloody ear this time. I saw that the Young Turks YouTube channel was talking about how they have questions and doubts about Trump's assassination attempt. And it's like, dude, why'd you take so long to start pointing that out? That happened a long ass time ago. Like, I pointed out all that shit that was wrong with supposed Trump assassination and him supposedly getting shot in his ear. I covered all that in a live stream like the night after it happened, maybe 2 nights after it happened. I covered like all that shit, right? And then so I see like all this time later, well, like I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a long time. And now I see finally other channels are starting to talk about how Trump's assassination attempt may not have been legit. It's like, yeah, no shit. Where were you when it happened? Doxological Thinker, thank you for bringing this up, bro. Maybe there's a video we can pull up instead of this old Joe Rogan video. Let me see if there's any mainstream news videos that are being posted. All right.
Okay, so it looks like our mics are hot. So I think I saw the First Lady put her hand over her mouth. She clearly heard gunshots or something.
And here they are.
And now they're being rushed out. This is the video I was referring to a moment ago that certainly appears the President and First Lady are safe.
Whoa. What?
Okay, so it looks like our mics are hot. So I think I saw the First Lady put her hand over her mouth. She clearly heard gunshots or something.
And here they are.
And now they're being rushed out. This is the video I was referring to a moment ago that certainly appears the President and First Lady are safe. Now, unfortunately, we don't know what happened when they were whisked away. But one would expect that the Secret Service put a phalanx around them and that they're heading back to the White House, which is just a couple of minutes from there. You see the President looking up in this video, Mike, and he looks alarmed, like what's going on, and then all of a sudden the Secret Service.
I do want to share here, TMZ, and we will source them, are saying that the shooter has been killed outside the correspondence.
Yes, those have been reports.
So those are
Can you guys believe this is happening right now? We were just streaming about the missing scientists. And somebody tried to shoot Trump. What the actual fuck is happening right now? People are crazy. We got to do something about this. Crazy people running around with guns. Guys, we were just talking about the missing scientists and the strange circumstances. Now look at this. What the actual fuck?
reports that
I'm seeing the Citizens app, which covers law enforcement, saying that there were some protesters as well, guys, that breached some of the areas. I'm not sure if the protesters were, included the shooter or whether there were shooters. These initial reports from TMZ and others suggest a shooter, as I mentioned a moment ago. Okay, and you can see
there's the face.
One of the reporters who's up there, it looks like maybe the president of the White House Correspondents Association. She's with CBS. She put her hand over her mouth. There she is. Hand over her mouth, and thanks for stopping that right there, as if she heard the initial gunshot. Mike.
Okay, so we're going to continue covering this developing story. There you guys go. We go live, and then some new scripted news starts popping off. This has happened before, where some new scripted shit starts popping off that's like more important than the shit that I was even talking about, right? This is like a even bigger deal, right? Supposed shots fired at the president. Ooh, how juicy. Got a super chat from Ralph Fashion. Says, thanks for what you do. Well, thank you very much, Ralph Fashion, for the super chat, brother. Allison with a super chat says, some news outlets wrote the dinner bang bang story yesterday and some 2 days ago. Don't you love that when you find the news articles online and it's like some of them came out before the official story broke? Yeah. Sometimes they go back and scrub those sites and correct that. Ralph's out there gifting Jake the Awake memberships along with Big Money Bob and Decran4D gifting Jake the Awake memberships. Holy cow. I guess the pressure's on for me to create a new Fittest Flat Earther parody for members only. I'm going to have to probably squeeze one of those out now. All these new members, got to give them something special. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'll force myself to crap out a new Fittest Flat Earther parody. And what I've found is the stupider the parody is and the quicker I crap it out, the more funny it is. And by making it exclusive for members only, gives you guys something extra special to watch that I know YouTube would not promote if I uploaded it for everyone. So it's actually perfect for members. So that's something for you members to look forward to. A new Fittest Flat Earther parody coming your way soon. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all the support, you guys. I appreciate it. I really do. All right, let's see if we can get another Trump news story here, since this is like breaking news.
We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
We've just been listening to the president speak after shots were fired just outside the White House Correspondents' Dinner at the Washington Hilton in the nation's capital. The president saying a man who lives in California charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons before being taken down by the Secret Service. I'm going to ask our director to roll that video that has been released now by the White House. You can see how fast this man was coming. Look to the left side of your screen. He's sprinting.
Whoa! Guys, there's so much now. It's like, oh, shit. Now I got to start looking into this horse shit. Now suddenly I have to go into investigator mode on this new breaking story. I didn't have this planned at all. This goes to show you this is real news breakdown, right? I break it down as it happens.
With multiple weapons before being taken down by the Secret Service. I'm going to ask our director to roll that video that has been released now by the White House. You can see how fast this man was coming. Look to the left side of your screen. He's sprinting right past Secret Service.
Hold on. Let me take a look at that frame by frame.
See how fast this.
Here it comes. This is somebody supposedly charging through security, sprinting. Yeah, not buying it. All right, let me go back and show it. It's in slow motion. Turn off the sound. All right. All right, guys, I got it in slow motion. I got the sound turned off. This is supposedly somebody sprinting through security. Here it comes. Oh shit. I thought I had it to where everyone could see it. I didn't realize I had it as a small screen. One more time. Let me just show the person running by here at slow motion. Yeah, I don't know about all that. All right. I got to get your guys' reaction. What the hell are we looking at? What are we looking at, guys? Of course, the camera isn't dude, there's no such thing as a high definition camera anymore, except everybody's phone shoots in 4K. I have two different cameras that shoot in 4K. I got my phone and then my DJI Osmo. But outside of that, I don't think anyone else in the world has a 4K camera anymore that uses it. Yeah, all the videos we get in the news tend to be like super low quality, like this. And then look at this guy's legs. The long legs when he was sprinting by seem very unnatural. Decran 4D says probably something fake, Jake. Holden said, my mom cried and yelled at me for not watching it. Sorry to hear that, Holden. Maybe one day you can wake your mom up to the truth. But probably not. Sorry to hear that, though, brother. My heart goes out to you. All right. Danielle Funk says, like someone could get in there with a gun. Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm not buying the person running by the security really fast right there. Not buying that. Like Flash Gordon shooting by the security. God. There's always some moron in the chat. And this guy somehow got one of the gifted memberships. Is your mom hot, though? Ugh. That sucks. This guy got one of the gifted memberships. That sucks. Wants to bring up my mom. They your mom guys in the chat. Such losers. All right.
Your screen, sprinting right past Secret Service when they draw their weapons and begin to fire. The shooter was not able to breach the doors to the ballroom dinner. The president also sharing that a Secret Service agent was shot in the chest but was saved by a bulletproof vest. The president saying he heard a loud noise and thought it was the sound of a tray going down, and he was quickly rushed off the stage. The president also praising law enforcement for acting quickly and saying he hopes he will be able to share more on the shooter's motivations in the coming days. The White House also releasing a photo of the alleged shooter taken down by both Secret Service and D.C. law enforcement. This is a picture right now. One of the images they've...
Oh, I got a picture. So he's like a half white, half black looking dude, kind of. Looks like a mixed guy. Looks like he's got a little bit of chocolate DNA mixed with some goofy white guy DNA. I could be wrong. It's hard to tell. Or this could be AI for all I know. I have no idea.
They've released two different images of the shooter. It's still unclear, one, how he brought the weapon into the Washington Hilton, how he was able to bring that weapon into the hotel where the dinner was being hosted. Two, how he was able to at least run as fast as he was, running through at least one perimeter. But again, the president making it very clear he was very far from the entrance to the ballroom. Essentially saying that his life, the president's life, it was in danger, but not in danger in the sense that the man was so close he could start firing through.
I just now realized this guy, when he brought up what I thought he was one of those guys talking about my mom. He was talking about Holden's mom. Now I get it. No, it's like one of those deals where guys have showed up in the past and specifically just said stuff about my mom over and over again, like spammed it until they were blocked. So I thought maybe you were one of those guys. But no, Holden brought up his mom, and then this guy brought up somebody's mom being hot, and I thought he was talking about me. Now I get it. I see. Some joking around in chat. Zach Septuagint says, how do they not see a guy running full speed? Yeah. And then this security seems pretty lackadaisical. They just have like one dude standing there chilling. And the easiest way to beat the security is to just sprint as fast as you can right past them, right? Oh, they got a couple guys down here. So I guess this is all they need, security for the president outside in the hallway. It's a couple dudes chilling. So all you got to do is just build up some speed. And then when they're not paying attention, you just sprint right on by as fast as you can, like the Flash. Of course.
Through the doors or at least into the ballroom. And again, we're still learning a lot as we get more information from the White House. At any minute, we're waiting for D.C. Police, the Metropolitan Police Department here in Washington, along with the D.C. Mayor, Mayor Bowser, to host a news conference to give us some information. As soon as that starts, we're going to bring that to you live. Gabe Gutierrez is at the White House for us tonight, along with our team. Garrett was in there as well. Garrett Hake, who asked.
All right, now I kind of want to see what Trump said, because we didn't get to see anything about what he said. So let's listen to a little bit of what Trump has to say.
The First Lady, am I right? And I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray. I thought it was a tray going down.
All right, first off, his eyes look like slits. I heard a noise, right? His eyes just look like little teeny slits right here. I heard a noise. I had my First Lady right beside me. I heard a noise. It's got these like black slits on his face. Where's his eyes, man? This is a weird looking Trump right here. Let's get the I was gonna say let's get the captions up, but they aren't allowing me to use captions on this.
That never changes. The fact we were sitting right next to each other, First Lady, am I right? And I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray. I thought it was a tray going down. I've heard that many times, and it was a pretty loud noise. And it was from quite far away. He hadn't breached the area at all. They really got him. But so it was quite far away, but it was a gun. And some people really understood that pretty quickly. Other people didn't. I was watching to see what was happening. Probably should have gone down even faster. Melania was very cognizant, I think, of what happened. I think she knew immediately what happened. She was saying, that's a bad noise. And
Melania, she was very cognizant of what happened. She said, that's a bad noise. So that's when I calmly decided perhaps it was time to evacuate. Melania, she agreed. So we calmly strolled away from the shooter. Everything's fine now. You might happen to think that that sort of thing would get me excited, get me all shook up. Let me tell you something. This is not my first rodeo, not my first assassination attempt. So I don't even get nervous anymore. I'm actually used to this sort of thing. I'm calm, cool, and collected whenever this happens now because I've already been through it before.
We were whisked away along with other people, but we were really whisked away. And again,
we were whisked away. We were whisked away. We didn't evacuate. We were quite frankly, quite literally whisked away. Whisking away in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I think it's China's fault. All right.
The performance of the Secret Service and the police, all of the law enforcement, I thought was really good. So It was very quick. There wasn't a lot of time to be thinking because it was a matter of seconds.
Yeah, great point, bro. Joe Kerr with a super chat brings up a great point. He said he pew-pewed somebody in the chest and they didn't Swiss cheese him. Definitely fake.
Before we were out the door and gone into an area. We very much, and you wanted to too, we very much wanted to continue it because I don't like to let these sick people, these thugs, these horrible, horrible people change the fabric of our life, change the course of what we do. So we held out. You were there. We held out right till the end, but they didn't want to take a chance, and I understand there was protocol. But we're going to be doing one hopefully within the next 30 days or sooner, and I am ready, willing, and able, and I was all set to really rip it.
I was all set to really rip it. Oh, you were?
I am ready, willing, and able, and I was all set to really rip it. And I said to my people, this would be the most inappropriate speech ever made if I said one. So I'll have to save it. I don't know if I could ever be as rough as I was going to be tonight.
So the good news is this shooter, he didn't do his homework. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. That shows proof that he doesn't have a lot of genius. There's shooters out there, like for instance, the shooter who took down Charlie. That guy, he's got a lot of genius. He knew how to get the job done. Whereas this shooter, he never even had me worried. In Pennsylvania, I was at least a little bit worried when I got hit in the air. But here, he didn't even have me frightened at all. I looked at Melania, and she was cognizant the whole time, and we were whisked away. It was really quite wonderful, and I was really getting ramped up and ready to let one rip. I was going to give him the old rippity-doo, but I'll have to save that one for next time. Going to give you the old rippity-rip-do next time, all right? What? Is that what happened, Donald Trump? Pretty sure that's what happened.
I think I'm going to be probably very nice. I'll be very boring the next time, but we're going to.
I think I'm probably going to be nice. I think I'm probably going to be boring. Like what? Like this is not stuff you say after somebody just tried to shoot you again, right? Guys, somebody just tried to shoot me again, and I'm in a wonderful mood. I'm going to tell a story, and I'm just going to be all lackadaisical about the fact that somebody just was trying to end my life just a minute ago. That's fine. I'm used to this sort of thing. Sure. Okay. That last couple lines was funny. One more time, Trump.
I am ready, willing, and able, and I was all set to really rip it. And I said to my people, this would be the most inappropriate speech ever made if I said one. So I'll have to save it. I don't know if I could ever be as rough as I was going to be tonight. I think I'm going to be probably very nice. I'll be very boring the next time, but we're going to have a great event. And you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Peter, go ahead.
Like, does that seem like a man whose life was almost taken? Right? He's not shook up at all. He's used to that sort of thing. It's part of the job.
Thank you, President Trump. There's a report in the New York Post that this assailant assembled his weapon somewhere on site at the hotel. What do you think about that? And I ask respectfully, why do you think this keeps happening to you?
Oh, so cinematic. And they try and make this out like this is real news happening before our very eyes, you guys. Just the looks on his face, the cadence in which he asks the question. Why do you think this keeps happening to you? Oh, God. I wonder what the answer is going to be.
Well, I've studied assassinations.
I love the way this is starting.
And I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln. I mean, you go through the people that have gone through this where they got them. But the people that do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after.
So I've studied assassinations, and one of the things I learned was they go after the big players. They go after the ones who matter most. That's why they're going after me, obviously. The biggest player in the world, the one who matters most. So it makes sense why they want to take me out, of course. I mean, I studied assassinations, so I know a thing or two about why anyone would ever want to assassinate anyone. And one of the main reasons is if they make big moves, if they get stuff done, if they are well respected, that's exactly the type of person that they're going to want to take out. And I'm all those things. I get stuff done. Nobody gets as much stuff done as me, and they know that. So that, of course, is the main reason why they want to take me out so badly, because I'm a mover and a shaker. I get stuff done. Of course. He's so proud of himself when he answered that one.
They don't go after the ones that don't do much because
they don't go after the ones that don't do much. They don't go after Creepy Joe. Nobody tried to kill Creepy Joe. You think anyone cares about Kamala? Nobody would care enough to even try and assassinate Kamala. In fact, if Kamala would have been your president, people would have rather have taken their own lives, right? Rather than try and take the life of Kamala, right? Because she wasn't a mover or a shaker. She didn't get things done. That's why, since I get things done, I have more people trying to take my life, of course. Oh, well, that makes sense.
they like it that way. And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or a successful attempt, they're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names here, the big names. And I hate to say I'm honored by that, but
I hate to say I'm honored by it, but I actually also love it at the same time. I'm very honored by the fact that they tried to kill me again. You know, if you look at the people who they successfully were able to assassinate in the past, Abraham Lincoln, very well-respected gentleman. He put an end to slavery. So somebody like myself, you know, 100 times greater than Abraham Lincoln ever wished he could be. Of course, there's more assassination attempts on my life than Abraham Lincoln. But of course, I have better security. I'm better protected. It's because I'm more important of a president. Some would argue I'm the most important president that there ever was, which is why there's so many attempts on my life. So hate to say that I'm honored by the fact that all these assassins are trying to take my life, but it's a feather that I wear in my cap with great pride. All right, we got Lint Away Air Duct Cleaning here. Coming in with a super chat, says, your Trump always gets me laughing a lot. I didn't even plan on doing Trump impressions tonight. This is breaking news, and I'm winging it. So since Trump's life was almost taken in another assassination attempt, I figure we should go ahead and cover it. And once I get him up on screen saying the ridiculous shit that he says, I can't help but do impressions, right? Once I get Trump up on screen and he says some ridiculous shit, I can't help but repeat it and then add more ridiculous shit onto it through my impression, right? Thank you, Lint Away Air Duct Cleaning, for the super chat, buddy. Star Dash and Blast says, do Trump talking about whisking and using Bisquick in pancakes and how the bang bang was really just interpreted wrong. It was just bad pancakes. So I don't know if you noticed, but Melania and I, we were cognizant of the whole time. People were thinking that there was some sort of gunshots being fired, but we realized, because we have a lot of genius, that it was nothing but pancakes being made. It was the sound of the pancake batter being whisked just whisking away at the pancake batter. Makes a very similar sound as a gun being fired. So I could see why there's confusion. That's why I was never scared. Me and Melania, they wanted to whisk us away. Meanwhile, you're whisking up the pancakes. Just wanted to let everybody know everyone's safe. I'm safe. Melania's safe. There's nothing to worry about. It's just bad pancakes. Bad pancakes. There you go. That was weird, but that's what you wanted. You wanted that weird shit, sir, so you got it. Thank you to Star Dash and Blast. DCran4D gifting another 5 Jake the Awake memberships. Holy cow. So many Jake the Awake memberships being gifted. Thank you, DCran4D. Fist bumps to you, sir, and to all of the gifted memberships that went out tonight. Big Money Bob out there hooking up the gifted memberships as well. Awesome, you guys. I love the support tonight. The support has been off the hook tonight. All right, let's finish up with this news story, and then maybe I'll even make a full video about it tomorrow or the next day.
I've done a lot. We've done a lot. We've taken this country, and we were a laughing stock for years, and now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've changed this country.
I love when he repeats that shit. We're the hottest country. We were a laughing stock, but now we're the hottest country in the world. He's repeated that so many times. And it's like I look on the 80s and 90s with nostalgia, right? I consider that like a fun time to be alive. And he's like, oh, yeah, we were the laughing stock back then. Right now, it's the hottest time ever. And I look at now like the degradation of society and the stupefaction of the human race and how everybody's stuck in the rat race and people don't even have time to be friends with their friends anymore or even hang out with their families. Everybody's stuck chasing the almighty dollar. And here he is like, we were the laughing stock, but now we're the hottest country in the world. When he repeats that lie, it's just absolute bullshit. I don't know how anybody who voted for him can look themselves in the mirror and be like, yeah, the United States is the hottest in the world right now. I agree, Trump.
And there are a lot of people that are not happy about that. So I think that's the answer, Peter.
And after Butler, your team for a while rethought outdoor events.
Yeah.
Do you think that you now need to rethink
No.
indoor?
Well, but then you just don't do events. No, I can't do that. I have to. It is what it is. We have to do it. The room was very, very secure. He charged from 50 yards away, so he was very far away from the room.
And what did you think when you saw the video of how fast he was running?
He was moving.
Yeah, the video made it look like he was too fast to even be seen on camera. The video made it look like he was Flash Gordon, right? I had to slow it down to like the slowest speed in order to try and take a look at it and see if we could make anything out of it. And it looked like an extra long-legged, non-human person. It didn't look human. It didn't even look like genuine footage.
It was really moving. And the reaction time was great. Boy, those guys, they had their guns drawn literally by the time he was there. They were shooting.
That's right.
I thought they were very impressive. And if I didn't, I'd let you know. I'm not going to be, I would not stand for that. No, I thought they were very impressive.
Thank you, President Trump, and thank you for updating us on the suspect earlier. Were you aware of any threats? Was your team aware of any threats beforehand? And do you believe you were the target of this tonight?
I guess. I mean, these people they're crazy. They're crazy. And, you never know. He was very far away from me. He had to go through a lot. We had resources all over. We had resources sitting at tables, literally in disguise, sitting maybe at your table, who knows? But we had people all over the room, so he had a long way to go. That was really a first line of defense, and they got him. And they really, they acted incredibly. No, there was no notification. We had no idea. Go ahead,
Do you know
Kevin.
any political motivations from this?
Well, you never know. Now, we'll be able to tell you that maybe by tomorrow or the next day. He's in custody. And
in this footage, you're right, Sunflower. He doesn't look blonde at all. In fact, his hair looks totally white, silverish. Good point. Yeah, he doesn't look as orange, and his hair doesn't look blonde at all. And he's got these little slits, like you can't see the whites of his eyes. This is a strange Trump. Now we know they've used AI Trump a bunch of times, but sometimes you get these different versions of Trump that don't match the ones from the past. It's like we're watching Trump change through AI. It's like the original Trump might be so far long gone that now we're getting all these different versions. He speaks in like these sentence fragments that don't always correlate to the last sentence fragment. Sounds more and more like Creepy Joe each time he makes an appearance on screen.
They're asking him a lot of questions. I guess they're going over, Todd, and they're already at his apartment. He lives in California.
Yes, sir.
And they're over there, so they'll be able to tell you. Thank you, Caitlin.
President Trump, did the suspect say anything, or was he wearing anything that would allege some type of motive here?
No, I mean, he was a guy who looked pretty evil when he was down. You know, they had him down.
He was a guy who he looked pretty evil when they had him down.
He was fighting hard. He was in my opinion, a sick person. Who would do that but a sick person? But I think you're going to find everything about him. No reason to talk about it now. But tomorrow at this time, long before this time, you're going to know a lot of things about him. They seem to think he was a lone wolf. And
you're going to know a lot of things about him tomorrow. It's one thing you're going to know. Tomorrow, a lot of things you're going to hear about this. He looked like an evil guy, you know. I mean, in order to do that, he's got to be sick in the head. I mean, nobody would charge at me, the greatest president who's ever lived. And we got the hottest country in the world right now, and you have to be insane if you're going to start charging me while I'm making America better than it's ever been. I could understand if it was Kamala as president, why he might be charging at her, but me, it doesn't make any sense.
I feel that too.
Are you concerned about U.S. Secret Service protection ability? We saw several of the detailees take minutes to be escorted out the room.
No, they acted very quickly. No, I was very impressed by Secret Service. I mean, I'm the one, and Mark Wayne, you would agree with that, I think. Absolutely. I'm the one that would complain. You don't have to complain for me. I would be complaining. I'd be up here right now saying they didn't do their job. Oh, believe me, because, you know, it's my life. And I want to live because I want to make this country great. That's why I want to live.
It's my life. It's now or never. Trump ain't gonna live forever. The assassinator tried to take his life. All right. Trump assassination. Breaking news. Wow, didn't even have a clue that this is something we were going to be talking about. But here we are, spending several minutes on a subject that I had no idea was going to come up. But another ass in the nation attempt. Trump doesn't seem disturbed by it at all, right? Seems very cool, calm, and collected. I would argue too cool, calm, and collected, right? But of course, MAGA-tards would argue that since he's already had other assassination attempts on his life, that it makes sense that this one didn't really bother him. This one didn't shake him up because the last one was worse, right? He actually took a bullet in the ear, so this one didn't bother him nearly as much.
But when you're impactful, they go after you. When you're not impactful, they leave you alone. Okay, a couple of more. Go ahead, please.
Is there any indication that this shooting could have been linked to the war in Iran?
I don't think so, but you never know. We're going to know a lot. We have the best people in the world working on it, and we're going to know a lot. Please.
Mr. President, there's a lot. There's you, as well as some of us who have covered Butler, experienced another horrific day 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What felt similar? You know, you had the first.
Lint away duct cleaning says, can you do Trump confronting the shooter man to man? At first, when I read it, I was like, Manto Man? Who the fuck is Manto Man? It is me, Mental Man. Mental Man. He's a man. Yes, he is. All right. I was wondering who Mental Man was, but now I get it. Trump confronting the shooter man to man. So, look, I want to make this as quick as possible, but I wanted to tell you. You got mental issues, all right? Right now, America's hotter than ever. I'm the greatest president that there ever was. There's literally no reason why you should be trying to rush past security and try and do any sort of bodily harm to me or anyone else. What you need to do is you need to get yourself evaluated, all right? You got some mental issues. You got a lot of problems up there. So we're going to give you the help that you need. We're going to make sure that you're properly evaluated. And I just want to let you know that I understand why you did what you did. I'm a mover and a shaker. All right. Right now, nobody's doing more than me. So it makes sense that some loser like you who's not doing anything might want to try and hurt someone like me. I got to tell you, I hate to admit that I'm honored by the fact that you wanted to end my life, but you failed quite miserably. But I got a lot of genius, and you got to wake up pretty early in the morning if you think you're going to end the life of yours truly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take you away to a medical facility. We're going to give you the treatment that you need. Don't worry, everybody. He's going to get the help he needs. He's going to get a lot of help, this guy. Next time you see him, he'll be looking a whole lot different. You're going to know a whole lot about him. His whole life going to change. All right. There you go. Mental Man. Mental Man.
Lady with you today, what felt different? And you have another 2+ years in office. Are you concerned about something like this happening
Well, I
again?
can't be concerned. I can only get great people. They did the job. In my opinion, a much better job than Butler. Butler had one weak spot that we all know about. Somebody should have been up there. But even Butler, we had our sniper on our side within 4.2 seconds from a distance of about 400 yards, one shot, and he was gone.
All right. So Truth Hurt says they're trying to take away our guns. That's why this is happening, moving closer to law changes. Yeah, they've been running these psyops for many, many years, and it's like they're trying to convince society that they'll be more safe if laws were in place to take the guns away. So they got to convince society that the guns are scary and that crazy people who get a hold of these guns do crazy, heinous things. And man, they've sure put in decades worth of psychological operations to get that point over in these sheeple's minds. And they don't seem like they're going to let up on that. Thank you for the comment. Truth hurts.
And if he didn't do it now, he's David. His name was David. I say, hello, David, every time I see him. David, I like you very much, David. But think of that. Now, if he doesn't hit him, and he hit him right between the eyes from 400 yards without any notice, nobody knew. He heard a sound. He looked over, and there was actually a tree that was somewhat in his way. You know the story very well. And he aimed, he fired. And if he didn't do that, beyond me, you would have had a lot more people killed. We lost one great person and two people very badly hurt. They're okay now. But no, that was so in a sense, that was pretty amazing, the job they did. But they did have that one weak spot. As you know, they should have had that covered. Tonight, they had everything covered very quickly. And he was fast. He was running full blast, and they got him before they got any further. I was very far away. He was.
Sunflower says they're taking away guns in Canada. They tried going after hunting rifles too. Rose Bell says he's going to take the guns first and ask questions later. Well, as we know, Trump is on his way out, and the next president will most likely be a liberal because they like to swing the presidential pendulum back and forth between left and right. So if they continue to do what they've done for the last several decades, they're going to follow up this conservative president with a liberal puppet president. So right now, they're getting a lot of people to get sick of Trump so they can make it seem like the general consensus of the public is that they were ready for a liberal candidate. So I'm guessing the next election, they can make it look like, people were sick of putting up with Trump for the last 4 years. They're eager to welcome the next liberal candidate. So I don't know if it'll be Trump who tries to take the guns, but I think they'll continue doing their psychological operations. I don't think they'll actually physically go door to door and try and take them anytime soon, but they'll keep doing these operations and eroding away at the populace's want and desire to own them in the first place. So all the people who are born more recently are more likely to be brainwashed into not wanting to own guns and into supporting legislation that outlaws the ownership of firearms. So I think they're working hard on eroding away at people's want and desires to even have firearms. And so that's why they got to keep up these psyops year in, year out, over and over and over and over again. That way they don't have to physically come take them away. People just stop wanting to own them and stop buying them. Moneyman Wow says LeBron is Cunningham. Damn it. Yeah, I showed that one. Fittest Flat Earther said that LeBron James is Randall Cunningham, the quarterback from the Eagles. And yeah, I showed a clip of that video probably 2 or 3 streams ago. I showed that video during a live stream, and we all laughed at how ridiculous that is. So yeah, I would show it, but we got this breaking news going down, and I've shown that already in a stream in the past. So I know what you're talking about, though. And yes, he's ridiculous for making that claim. Lintaway Air Duct Cleaning says, y'all are my best friends. Oh, well, I'm having fun hanging out with you guys. There ain't many people who I get to hang out with anymore, and hardly anyone who I can speak my mind to outside my audience. So basically, this is my therapy for myself, is to be able to speak my mind somewhere where it's accepted, right? And in some cases, even celebrated, right? So without this, if I didn't have the ability to speak my mind to you guys for this awesome audience here, then shit, man, I don't know what I would do. I would have went completely insane, and man, I would be in a deep, dark place if I didn't have you guys to spout off to. So yes, this is one of the last few places where people like us can come together and talk about stuff like this and not be ridiculed, right? And if a troll shows up trying to ridicule us, we protect each other and bounce them out of the chat. Thank you, Lintaway Air Duct Cleaning, the best damn air duct cleaning service this side of the Mississippi. And no, he didn't pay me to say that. Or did he? All right. Got a super chat from Moneyman Wow. Says, I watch your rewinds at work and the long hours ones. I watch your rewinds at work and the long hours ones. So yeah, the streams are like usually around 2 to 3 hours. So we're getting close to probably wrapping this one up. So yeah, my streams run around 3 hours, and then my regular long form content like 10 to 15 minutes. And then I don't do shorts. I got rid of the shorts. So turns out people who watch shorts have really short attention spans. And so anyone who subscribes because of a short that they see, the chance that they watch my long format content or these streams is a very small chance. And then if they do happen to click on it, since their attention span is short, they don't watch for very long. So I actually deleted all my shorts because I only want people who are interested in long form content to watch my content. I don't even want the shorts form viewers to even watch me because their attention spans are so short that they just aren't the type of people who I want to cater to. So this podcast style content, it's best for people who like to watch long form content. And so I tell people, hey, if you're going to go on a long car trip or at night before you go to bed, throw on these streams. And so yeah, I specifically am trying to get as many long form content watchers as possible, and I did away with the short form stuff altogether. So I dig you long form people. You long form people are my kind of people. I got rid of them shorts people. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate that. And it looks like I missed this one from Big Money Bob earlier. I'm going back and seeing if I missed any super chats. So my apologies to Big Money Bob. He says, can you please do Trump singing the YMCA song extra gay style, of course. I don't want to say that F word because I think it's considered a naughty word that can get me in trouble on this platform. So I know what you want, though. You want Trump doing the YMCA song and dance. Doot, 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 young man. There's no need to be down. I said, young man, just get yourself off the ground and then go there to the YMCA, 'cause it makes me feel so happy. Doot, 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 doot. It's fun to freaking stay at the YMCA. It's really gay at the YMCA. Yay. They've got young men there, and you know I love young men. I like to hang out with all the boys. Young men, you know that I love young men, so I go there to the YMCA. It makes me happy. And then I do this little dance, 'cause it makes me feel so happy. Ooh, yes, doot, doot, doot. Fun to freaking stay at freaking YMCA. This song is really freaking gay, MCA. Yay. 'Cause they've got young men there. You know, lots of young men. And quite frankly, I like how it feels. There you go. I hope it was extra gay just for you, Big Money Bob. Glad I didn't miss that super chat. And I got that one from Money Man Wow. Big Money Bob coming in with 5 Jake the Awake gifted memberships. I guess he enjoyed that rendition so much that he decided to hook up 5 more people with Jake the Awake memberships. Big Money Bob doing God's work. Art Hawk with a donation says, hey Jake, can we get Trump singing Whip It, but instead of whip it, It's let's whisk it good. So when a problem comes along, you must whisk it. And when things are going wrong, you must whisk it. Go ahead, whisk it up, whisk it good. It's not too late. You got to whisk it. Whisk it up into shape. Doot, 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 doot. When a problem comes along, you must whisk it. When Melania thinks it's wrong, you must whisk it. Go ahead, whisk it up into shape. It's not too late. You got to whisk it. Quite frankly, whisk it good. Doot, 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 doot. There you go. That's a new one. No one's ever asked me to do whip it into whisk it. I had no idea this was going to happen. I didn't know I was even going to be talking about Trump tonight. This was not on my agenda, but here we are, right? This just goes to show you my stream and what I talk about is totally not scripted. I was going to talk about David Wilcock, and then we got this breaking news taking place, and now we're talking about Trump almost getting assassinated again. See, you never know what's going to happen in this crazy world, right? All the scripted news going on, one story going on while the next story's going on, and then while I'm trying to talk about this story, then they start scripting the next story, right? You just can't ever get out in front of it all. It's like they got all these scripted stories running consecutively in once so that no regular person can get out in front of it and explain it all. There's just so much damn scripted news happening constantly. It's just impossible to keep up with all of it. Camilla Sweden said, is concave Earth theory plausible? I personally have never seen any examples of upward curvature. So I can't say that walking on the walls inside of the Earth makes sense to me. And furthermore, if you look into the sunrise and sunset in a concave Earth, the sun should rise at night and then come down in the morning, right? You should see the sun come down in the morning and then rise at night. But we don't see that happen. Furthermore, if you look into the sunrise and sunset angles with a concave Earth, it doesn't make sense to have like a sun and moon going around inside of a concave Earth, because the sunrise and sunset angles, moonrise and moonset angles wouldn't be correct. So having the Earth be concave means you're going to have to walk on the walls. And I've never seen any instance of people walking sideways and upside down. So you would have to have the upside down people on the other side of the world. And the other side of the world would be up. So you'd go up to get to the other side of the world. Not buying it. So yeah, I don't buy into the concave Earth theory. There's a lot of problems with it, and nobody's ever done anything to prove that the Earth is concave to my satisfaction. But I'm open to any new evidence anyone thinks they might have. If they think the Earth is concave, I'm willing to look at the evidence, but then I'm going to have some tough questions that I'm going to need answered about how the sun and the moon work if the Earth is concave. So far, nobody's ever been able to put together a concave model which makes sense and actually matches what we see with our own two eyes. Jonna, with a very generous donation, says, hello, Jake. Could you please perform your world-famous beatbox champion? Thank you. Oh, I haven't done that one in a while, beatbox champion. But there's people here who probably don't know that I am the world's greatest beatboxer who ever lived. I don't know if you guys know, but I've actually been banned from beatboxing competitions because I'm the greatest beatboxer who ever lived, and I won the International Beatboxing Championship back to back to back to back to back times until they said that I can no longer compete in the International Beatboxing Championship or any beatboxing competition because I'm so good that the competition's automatically over if I show up. So if I show up to any beatboxing competition, there is no competition because I'm the greatest ever known. And so rather than automatically just award me the prize and all the other competitors just take the loss, what they did was to make it fair for everyone else. They banned me from international beatbox championships and all major beatbox competitions to give everyone else a chance to win. Because if I show up to any competition, I automatically win because of my superior beatboxing skills. Now, every once in a while, in a very special circumstance, I decide to do an exhibition, we'll call it, of my beatboxing skill because I no longer can compete professionally because they won't allow me because I'm so damn good. The only thing left for me is every once in a while to show off my beatboxing prowess, my beatboxing greatness by putting on an exhibition out of the kindness of my heart for the general populace to see that I indeed am the greatest beatboxer ever known in the history of the world times infinity. And since Jonna has been so generous and you guys have been such an awesome audience here tonight, I was thinking, how about right here, right now, on this very special occasion, I give you a small example, a slight exhibition, if you will, of the greatest beatboxing skill ever known or ever seen or ever witnessed. How about right here? I give my gift to you guys. And I do a little beatboxing for you guys right here, right now, for the first time in several months. Probably haven't even done any beatboxing for you guys this whole year. I think the last time I beatboxed was last year. So, how would you guys like to see me come out of retirement and do a little beatboxing right here, right now, and blow everyone's freaking mind right out of their asshole and show everybody who the greatest is and prove once and for all who the greatest is and shall forever be? What do you guys think? Does that sound like a fun idea? All right. Now, if I am going to show you guys my beatboxing skill, what we're going to need to do first is have every single person watching live hit the thumbs up. That's right. Everybody watching now, hit the thumbs up. And if everyone does that, everyone follows directions, everyone gives me a thumbs up right now, I will bestoweth upon you the greatest beatboxing ye shall ever witness. But I'm going to need everybody to hit the thumbs up. Even those of you who aren't watching live, who are watching the replay tomorrow, I'm going to need you to hit the thumbs up as well. Yep. All right. Looks like you guys are doing what I asked. Hitting the thumbs up. Good, good, good. Okay. All right. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and set the mood. Here we go. Let the greatest beatboxing that has ever happened commence. Starting now. Hey, ta-da! Told you. Told you I'm the best damn beatboxer who ever lived. You guys thought for a minute maybe I was just kidding around. No! I was totally serious, obviously. See? Wasn't that the best beatboxing you ever saw in your life? Times infinity? I know! Now you guys see why they banned me from the beatboxing competitions. Because I'm so good. See? Now you know why they don't let me join any of the beatboxing competitions. They're like, no, you're too good, Jake. Please go away and don't come back. That's right. It's because they know I'm the best. Times infinity. All right, there you go. That's the beatbox joke. It takes a lot of setup in order to get to the part where I can make all those ridiculous noises and have it all make sense. So the whole first part of the joke is me building up how awesome of a beatboxer I am so that I can set up a reason for me to do all those ridiculous noises. That's what the whole point of the joke is. To set up this awesome scenario where I get to prove that I'm the best at beatboxing. If you guys ever see anyone steal that joke, you let me know and I will bitch slap their bitch ass. All right? Whew. There you go. That one goes out to Jonna. I know that's one of her famous bits. I came up with that probably 2021 or 22 or something. Maybe 23. Probably 22, I want to say. And the bit still lives. Thank you, Jonna. Decran4D. So subscribe and join $2 a month. Great entertainment, but more important, you get the truth. Yes, I don't do Patreon. Instead, I do $2 a month memberships. My memberships are $2. I don't post a ton of membership only content, but there's certain content that I'm going to start posting as members only, such as the Fittest Flat Earther parodies. So the members are going to get to see those first. And I'm going to start trying to find little bits that we talk about here in the live streams and turn that into membership only content for people who watch the live streams and keep up with these jokes. You know, they'll appreciate me dropping some special exclusive members only videos. So look out for that very soon. And yes, subscribe for only $2 a month. You can help support the channel. Like I said, I don't have Patreon, so it's instead I do the memberships here on YouTube. Joe Kerr gifted 5 Jake the Awake memberships. Awesome. Awesome. So many Jake the Awake memberships being gifted tonight. I'm blown away by the support, you guys. LaFleur coming in with a super sticker. Thank you, Davey D. Coming in with a thumbs up super sticker. Thanks, buddy. And last but not least, got Lint Away Air Duct Cleaning. Says, Jake, can we please get Asmon Gold reacting to my second most viewed short? It'll really make my night. You're short, huh? All right, let me go to your channel and see if I can find what you're talking about. We're about to watch some lint dryer videos. Is that what we're about to watch, bro? Oh my God, bro. You got this many fucking views on your videos? Dude, you got 28 million views on this and then 12 million on this? Oh my God, I'm in the wrong business. I need to get into the lint video business. Let me try that again.
$75. Cost of not having it clean. Everything. Cost of dryer vent cleaning. $175. Cost of not having it clean. Everything. Cost of dryer vent cleaning.
Oh, I see how you got so many damn millions of views. It's super short. No wonder you got so many views.
$175. Cost of not having it clean. Everything. Cost of dryer vent cleaning. $175. Cost of not having it clean. Everything.
I should probably have this done. I mean, my vents are pretty ridiculously gross and covered with lint. I might have to hire this guy.
Cost of dryer vent cleaning. $175. Cost of not having it clean.
Did you guys see how much lint came out of there? Oh my God. That's freaking crazy. That might be like the most lint I've ever seen. What the actual fuck? That is seriously the most lint I've ever seen. I'm going to have to hire this guy. I don't even want to know what's in my lint duct. There you go. Asmongold. Reacting to your content. There you go. Now, the real Asmongold is way too famous to ever react to your content. But me, I'm just not famous enough to actually react to your content. Bro, I'm still blown away by how many views you got. Like, holy cow. That's so many views on these videos. You know what? This guy probably makes bank getting rid of all the lint. I'm probably in the wrong business. You know, if this YouTube thing doesn't work out, I might have to go to work for lint away air duct cleaning. I think I could do that. Grab handfuls of lint off of the air ducts or out of the air ducts and clean them up. I think I'd be good at that. Yeah, if this whole YouTube thing doesn't work out, I think this is what my career is going to be. And I'll post videos like you are, because obviously they get lots of views. See, that's what I'll do. If this whole YouTube thing goes belly up, I'll just start cleaning lint out of the air ducts, and then I'll post the videos and then restart my YouTube career on being a lint video guy. Yeah. See? Lint away duct cleaning said, that is amazing. Thank you, brother. Can we possibly get a little Jack Morgan? Thanks, brother, for the reel. You guys will not believe this. So, this house that I inherited when my mom died. Well, apparently, if you don't get the ducts cleaned every few years, then the lint builds up. You guys are not going to believe how much lint came out of my ducts in my Florida home. Look at this.
Oh my God. That's a lot of lint.
Me and my girl were like, whoa, this is crazy. I never even knew that you had to like clean lint. I mean, who knew that you had to clean lint out of air ducts, right? So when my mom passed away and we inherited the house, I guess she never cleaned the air ducts. So I had to hire a guy, lint away air duct cleaning. And I got to say, he did a good job, but it was very expensive. But I'm a YouTuber now and I make good money. So, you know, got to do what you got to do to keep the house clean.
Oh, no. Oh my God, kind of tough. Wow. Oh. Well, she said this is the first cleaning in about 45 years, so.
I just discovered a new genre or a new niche. It's a style of content. Lint cleaning content. I had no idea. Man, all them views. Wow. There you go, bro. You got Jack Morgan reacting to your amazing lint cleaning abilities. You've been getting endorsements by President Trump for your ability to keep the White House air ducts clean. You're a mover and a shaker in the world of air duct cleaning. All right. All right, guys, I'm getting tired. I should probably wrap it up. I haven't eaten anything in 4 or 5 hours. My dog's wanting to go on a walk, and I can feel my impressions and my funny business starting to slip because I'm hungry and tired. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. For those of you who are like on the East Coast, I know it's getting late, so we'll go ahead and call it a night. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I had a fun night and really enjoyed hanging with you guys. That's right. Ralph needs to go on a walk. Speaking of Ralph, he'll make his appearance before I shut it down. There he is. He's patiently waiting to go on a pup dog walk, huh? Yeah, him wants us to go on a walk, huh? Yeah. There's Ralpher Doodle, puppy diggies. All right. Ugh. Thank you, Big Money Bob, from the bottom of my heart, sir, for all of the gifted memberships tonight. You rock, brother. And good night to everybody. I appreciate all you guys hanging out. It was a fun stream. I'm going to go back and watch the replay probably later tonight and see all who was all here and who all said what. We ended up talking about more stuff than I had even anticipated. So you got more than you bargained for tonight, more than I bargained for. All right, guys. So with that said, have a good night. Peace out. Bye-bye. Much love. I'll see you guys in the next video or the next live stream. I love you guys. Good night.